Basically, today, all we want to really do is just touch on what the fuck Cardiac Brothers even means, because I've been putting up videos, and I mean, if you know, you know, but if you don't, you don't. So, basically, cardiovascular disease runs in our family fucking horribly. It hit our brother at what, 38?
39.
39, dropped dead from a massive heart attack from it. It hit our other brother with, I believe, strokes. I don't know if he had heart attack.
Two strokes, yeah.
Yeah, he had a couple of strokes, fucked him up. Then it hit me. Thank God I didn't have a heart. Well, I guess I was having mini strokes. Had a stent put in. Then it really fucked you up.
Yeah.
I don't know what you had going on. You had what, 3 blockages?
I had 3. I had a triple bypass at 34.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, how old?
34.
Yeah, 30. That's fucking crazy. So anyway, that's why we're going by
a year after you had your stent. It was
well, it was a year after everything.
Yeah, it was a year. 1 month.
Then a year after me was you. So literally a 3-year span of Jamie, our brother,
yep,
me, then you. Yep. And Mike somewhere in between all of that, I believe, or maybe after.
Mm-hmm. He was after.
But yeah, we started with 4 brothers. We're down to 2 because we just lost Mike, 2-3 months ago. Not to the heart, I guess not to a heart attack. I'm still not even sure how that all went down.
But I don't think anybody's sure, but I don't think we'll ever will be. But
no, but my theory was, I don't know if me and you talked about it, I think we did, that maybe he had a mini heart attack while he was up there and then fell. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. They did autopsy report and stuff. I think they would have seen that, but
oh, really? Well,
because they were able to tell that I was having heart attacks for a few weeks.
Well, I remember you saying that.
I just didn't know.
Yeah, that's fucking outrageous. Although when I was having my whatever it was, I brushed it off too. So I was just like, nah.
There was no like everybody. You always hear this kind of broad description of what it's like with the arm pain or the tightness of the chest and all that shit. Like I didn't have any of that. I had shortness of breath.
Oh, I did.
I did. I had shortness.
You didn't have a tightness in your chest?
I had shortness of breath for the smaller heart attacks, and then when I had the fucking Widowmaker, I had the shortness of breath that got to the point where it wasn't like I couldn't get a good breath. It started to get to where I couldn't get a breath at all.
Yeah, but that's how I got.
There was no like tight chest. There was no fucking arm tingles or whatever else. None of that shit.
I didn't have none of the tingle shit, but it felt like a 500-pound man was sitting on my chest.
See, I didn't.
And I got to the point where I couldn't even breathe.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that. It just felt like I just felt like I couldn't catch a breath.
Yeah, no, me neither. But that's the whole reason behind the whole Cardiac Brothers thing. And then for years, I don't know. It didn't really hit you the way it hit me because you've been training for 20 fucking years. Yeah. So for you, you were already into the whole fitness world, like far into it. For me, it hit me, and I almost gave up. Not almost, I did. I gave up for the next 6 years after that. It fucked me up mentally. I'm like, fuck it, we're all gonna die in this family. Clearly, that was my mindset. And eventually, I reached out to you. I mean, we talk every day, but eventually, I reached out to you, and I'm like, dude, fucking 205 pounds, fucking fat. Give me a fucking plan. You gave me a plan, and fuck, man, I've been going hard on it, and it's been working. So, but I know for you, you didn't give up. You just went even fucking harder afterwards.
I did. You know what? I mean, there's one thing aside from cardiac issues in this family that runs rampant, and that's stubbornness and hard-headedness. And when they told me that the idea of lifting heavy was pretty much out of the mix, that's exactly what I did. What I started doing. So, for me, it had always been the bodybuilding thing, and it just, that wasn't where I was at anymore. I had stopped doing it. I just kind of trained just to not be, fucking 400 pounds. And after that, man, I was like, it was something about being told I couldn't do something, and
yeah, you were always that way.
For real. And it's like a switch in my head, dude. And the craziest part about it is I started doing that, and as much as I would never say listen to me for medical advice, my cardiologist was a fucking jackass, and his whole thing is don't eat this way, don't do this, don't do that, blah blah blah. And every time I'd go back to see them, they were always more and more impressed with what they were seeing. It's like, what are you doing? Well, everything you told me not to. I lift heavy. I eat a lot of red meat. I mean, I don't. I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke. But other than that, I mean, I pretty much do everything you told me not to do. And here we are.
But in fairness, you spent probably 20 years drinking decently heavy and smoking.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to just think like, wow, man, this guy worked out for 20 years and it still hit him. No,
Vin had his
run
of and see, here's the thing: is my surgeon told me that my lifestyle had nothing to do with the heart attack. He said no matter what, you were getting hit. He's told me straight up. I mean, he's the one guy that was like straight up honest. He said I wouldn't worry about avoiding all kinds of shit. The only thing I'll tell you to avoid is nicotine. That's the only thing he told me to avoid.
They told me the nicotine.
Told me everything else.
No, my cardiologist was pretty straight fucking shooter. He basically told me, he was like, "Do you smoke a lot?" I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Then you're dead. There's nothing I can do for you." But my doctor basically told me the same shit that your cardiologist told you: stay away from eggs, stay away from red meat. And then my numbers got real fucked up, and I went to lifting and went to only eating red meat and eggs. Came back, my numbers were fucking the best they've ever been. And he's like, "How'd you do that?" I said, "Dude, I ate red meat and eggs." My doctor goes, "Don't change anything. What you're doing, don't change."
Yeah.
So it fucks me up, man. Like I want to give you guys the benefit of the doubt, but
yeah, and that's the thing. You have to. Something I realized after changing my cardiologist is you have to go to somebody who's not a patient, like a herder. You know what I mean? That's all these guys are. They're it's like herding cattle. They're numbers. Push them through. Push them through. Push them through. You can't do that. Especially especially when you're talking about. I mean, think about how fucking different people are, dude. Like they look at something like cholesterol and say, "Oh, this is one thing," but it's not. It's not. Dietary cholesterol doesn't affect everybody the same way. So how the fuck could you tell me and 100 other people the exact same diet bullshit and then expect that to just be okay? You can't. My cardiologist now is legit.
Is he?
Oh yeah, dude, he's fucking awesome.
Mine was cool. I need to go. I think I have an appointment coming up. I think Rach set me up with one, but the diet thing is huge. And you're right. It's like no diet is the same. Me and you, we work out completely different. You're on this. Yeah, you're on this fucking animal fucking lifting 1,000 pounds type shit. And I'm over here telling you like, dude, I inclined 135. I might have hurt myself type shit. So we're totally, even our diets are like, remember when you told me like, dude, if you want to grow, you got to bulk. That first like month, what did I keep fucking bitching to you? Like, dude, I can't eat this much food. Yep. I can't fucking do it. Yep. To where you, dude, I've watched you put down 7,000 calories like it's your fucking job. So, I mean, it affects different. I've seen you eat 7,000 calories, and if there was more there, you would fucking eat it. Like, that's how crazy you eat, dude. So
I mean, but I've always eaten like that, though,
True. Yeah, because when we were
about it, like I was always a heavy set kid. I always ate a lot, and I've always eaten really fast.
Dude, it took me probably, I'd say the first 2 months of me bulking wasn't even real because I couldn't hit that 3,500 calories. Once I got to that point and started eating that and then went to a mini cut, because now I'm in a little bit of meat. Like everyone's looking at me and they're like, dude, you look really lean. It's like I've been in like a 3-week mini cut for this vacation. Now I miss all that fucking food. Now I want all that goddamn food. Now I'm fucking starving. Yeah, fuck yeah. So it takes a little while to get used to.
If you're not used to it, people don't think about when you say, like, there's probably people right now that are listening and they're like, oh, 3,500 calories. I mean, that's not that much food, but you're talking about clean food. 3,500 calories clean. That's a good amount of food.
Hard.
It's
dude,
not, it's not like going to McDonald's,
Until you explained that, I didn't understand. So until I started eating clean, because I was like you, I'm like, dude, I could eat fucking 2 cosmic brownies. I'm at 1,000 calories. That's 2 bites of food. But then you go and you eat clean, and dude, it's so much chicken you could fucking eat, and you're still at like 1,200 calories.
Yep,
it's just completely different ball game.
Yep, 100%. And I don't think people realize that. Like, I mean, if you look at a pound of chicken and somewhere close to I can't remember grams versus ounces or cups, but I do like 240 grams or so of rice. It's something like, I don't know, 750, 800 calories for a pound of meat and an entire cup of cup of rice. That's a lot of food when you put that on a plate.
Oh fuck yeah! Especially when, dude, you can go get a Big Mac and be at 1,200 calories.
Exactly.
That's what you were
And
telling me when I was telling you. No, go ahead.
I'm a big calories in, calories out guy, but if you're looking at it from a health standpoint or even a physical standpoint, you know, I can pack on 3,500 calories at McDonald's every day for the next 6 months, and I might still be 240 pounds, but let me do that with my chicken and rice and my fuck around meals on weekends or whatever else. So kind of live in that 80-20 rule, and I guarantee you that 240 is going to look a whole lot different. On that McDonald's side, I'm going to be a 240-pound bag of shit. On the other side, I'm going to look all right.
Right. Well, you were telling me too, like when I was struggling bulking, you're like, dude, every now and then it's not a problem if you had to go and get 5 cheeseburgers at McDonald's and fucking down it. Just don't make it a, 5 times a week
Just
type
don't
thing.
do it every day. You know what I mean?
That helped
sure.
big time.
Definitely. There's no issue.
Now I'm going to end up going to this cut, dude. I'm going to end up going to this cut, and it's like going from 3,500 calories because I think my maintenance is 2,300, somewhere around there. So if I'm going to go into a cut, I got to go a little bit less than that. I'm going to be fucking starving, bro.
Yeah, but look at your deficits as far as a week. You know what I mean? Don't think about your deficit. Doesn't have to be anything absolutely insane on a daily level. You get
right,
into
yeah, I don't want to lose. I
know,
made that mistake once, and I lost all my mass.
Exactly. You don't want to end up becoming catabolic. You have to find a balance. So just remember, no different than a bulk. You don't want your cut to be extreme for no reason. If there's a reason, if you're like a competitive bodybuilder or something like that, you're a powerlifter doing a meet and you have to make weight, whatever the case is, something like that. Okay, you have that reason, but as just your day to day, you're a dude trying to look good or whatever the case is, you don't want to do it to the extreme because you're wasting a lot of that progress.
No, yeah, and I made that mistake the first time. So like a year ago when I first got into all of it, and I was the 205 pounds, I didn't listen to you. I didn't fucking get the calories in. I didn't do the lifting. Yeah, I didn't do the lifting you told me to do. What I did do was kicked up fucking cardio like you wouldn't believe. And what happened was, dude, I got down to 162 pounds and I looked like a bag of fucking bones. I lost any kind of mass that I even had. So this time around, I was like, I'm not fucking doing that. So that's why I went to you. And I'm like, give me the plan to get me fucking jacked.
Dude, I've probably given over 1,000 people, whether it's just diet or training or both or whatever else. And outside of people who I've like actually trained or whatever, I can probably count on my fingers how many people actually listen.
Yeah.
And then they come back and they say the same thing. They're like, "Fuck, I just did what you said, and here I am." It's like people don't want to hear it though. The problem is people want instant gratification.
Oh yeah.
And it just doesn't happen like that. And especially when you're like somebody who's coming from your side of things, wanting to put that mass on, but what you have to understand, and it's not like you have to get fat to get big. That's not a thing. It's a common misconception. But the problem is there is zero way to bulk without putting on some fat. It's just a matter of, okay, how far am I willing to go? Am I willing to go pound for pound? Am I willing to go 2-to-1? I mean, how far am I willing to go? How long am I going to go? So on and so forth. And then you have to look at, where am I starting at? If you're a 150-pound dude and you're starting, at fucking 10% body fat, fuck yeah, pile it on, dude. You got real estate. You got real estate.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're starting, in a place you probably shouldn't be doing a bulk, but you're one of those people that's like, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. You have to really pay attention to what you're doing, but you have to understand you're going to put fat on to build muscle. It just doesn't work any other way because you have to be in a surplus. You have to.
Yeah, and for me, remember, I was getting like I don't want to say self-conscious. Yeah, I guess self-conscious. Remember, I was texting you. I'm like, dude, am I supposed to be fluffy like this? Like, I don't have a six-pack. Why not? You're like, dude, you're fucking bulking, bro. You're not going to be lean, fucking shredded. And you're right, because I just did this like 3-week cut, and I got shredded like quickly, like really fast. All because of probably all that work I put in, bulking the fuck up, and I didn't lose a lot of muscle when I just did this quick cut. And that was like the goal.
That's something a lot of people, you know, really not even the quick cut.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing a lot of people now because I was kind of curious on the diet. On, damn, do I got to do this forever? And then I started seeing people like Dr. Mike. He says like you're not going to diet forever. If you're going to bulk for 12 weeks, bulk, then go down to maintenance for like 4 to 6 weeks, which is like, you know, you can live on maintenance, man. That's a lot of calories if you're eating clean, even if you're doing a couple of cheats here and there. And then you go into your cut, and then you go to maintenance, and then so on. That makes way more sense.
Oh yeah, you know, a lot of again, like I said, a lot of people struggle because they want instant gratification. So that's where a lot of people stop. You know, they either don't see it immediately, or they don't see the reality of what they've changed already. And they give up. You know, they're like, well, shit, this isn't doing what I expected it to do, or, you know, whatever the case is. And, you know, you have to understand it's fucking work, dude. It's work. But you also can't look at, I don't think people should look at food like the diet. Calories, sure, but food is not the diet. Eating clean is just eating. It's not a fucking diet. It's just eating. It's eating and not being a piece of shit about your food. The calories.
I like my clean food.
Yeah, I'm the kind of person that eat the same fucking thing every day. I eat the same meal for breakfast, lunch, and well, my breakfast, my second breakfast, and my lunch, and they're all the same meals.
What is your calorie intake daily right
now? A lot.
I mean, let's clarify what you have coming up, though. So, like, what do you got coming up? And this is why you're why you look the way you look right at the moment.
Yeah, if this was before, I would probably be in like the 8,000 range. But I'm trying not to get too fluffy, because there's a lot of these events are either like distance or reps. So I don't want to put too much size on too quick, and I don't have a lot of time. So if I do it too fast, it's just going to be fat anyways. So I'm trying to do about another 10 pounds over the next 8 or 9 weeks, but I don't have to get crazy. You know, I can keep it around the like 4K, 5K in that range, which is kind of nice because I can still mess around. You know what I mean? I love my sweets and shit, so I could still, or like at work, let's say I you know, usually at 5:45, I eat my first chicken and rice and my eggs, and then one of my guys brings me a fucking taco when he gets there at 6:30 or 6 o'clock or whatever. I'll eat that bitch. I don't care, you know, because I can right now. But or like you know, she makes a pot pie for dinner. I can eat half the motherfucker. Yeah, it's, you know, 2,800 calories, but I can use them. So,
well, explain to people why you're doing this.
I'll be competing in a strongman competition in April. So it's the strongest man in Texas. So the difference between what I do and like what you're doing, you train for aesthetics. You know, obviously there's the health. There's the health. Well, there's the health benefit to it, right? I mean, but from a physical standpoint, you train for purely aesthetic. Me, I don't give a shit what I look like. I don't care if I look shredded or have a 6-pack or whatever else. I just want to be able to lift a fucking house. That's my goal.
Yeah, you're right. I do definitely go for aesthetic. I mean, health was my first thing.
Yeah.
But then once I curbed that, then I'm texting you every day. I'm like, how come I don't have a 6-pack yet? How come I can't fucking see my shoulder definition? Then you're sending me pictures. Yeah, you know, Vin says this, but then he sends me pictures at 240 fucking pounds with a six pack. It doesn't
I
make
don't
any
have a
fucking
six
sense.
pack. I just have some abs that you could see.
You got a something pack.
But see, and
So
that's
you're doing the toughest man in Texas.
Yeah. The common misconception
just
is like strongman is just like fucking, you know, just static lifts, and a lot of it's movement. So you have to have a lot of endurance. You're not just going. So like one event in particular, there's 4 cones on a square. Each cone is 30 feet apart. You're carrying a 300-pound fucking object, cone to cone. You have to do a full lap. Then you're gonna drop that. You're gonna pick a 650-pound frame up, run 50 feet, drop it, turn around, and run 50 feet back with it. You know what I mean? So it's not like you're just standing there picking up something heavy. You got to move with the shit, and it's timed, so you have to move quick.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought it was all in my mind. I thought it was all like max rep, like max. You know what I mean? Max weight. This is what I can do.
Yeah.
Lift down.
Each comp has like different styles. Some of them will be like a max deadlift or, you know, max press or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you have stuff that's like reps. Like, so the first event is a dumbbell, one of those big circus dumbbells. It's pretty much, it's like your body weight essentially. You can clean it with 2 hands, but then you have to press it with 1, and it's 60 seconds, as many times as you can press it. So it should be pretty good.
Yeah, that's not a event for me. You did send me a video. You sent me a video you deadlift, and it was like 650 pounds. What was that? How much was that?
Right around there, right around 650 or so. Just doing.
Is that your max?
No. Well, no, obviously not. That was. I think I was doing sets of 5.
Oh, that's right. You were doing sets.
Yeah. Yeah, sets of 5. Trying to get used to. So it's only like the second or third time I've ever done a crap bar, and the deadlift in this competition is a truck, so it's a neutral grip, which I've never really done before. So just trying to get used to doing that.
Yeah, fucking Christ. So you have the deadlift in that. You have the dumbbell lift. What else is in it?
So the event I just told you about with the
cones
around the pen and then the frame. Then there is stones, Atlas stones, which that one will be tough because I'm short. So the first column you have to load the stone to. I think the first stone's 240 or 250. And it has to go to a 56-inch platform. So that's like putting it up here. So that one should be interesting. But they have 5 stones. So it's like 250, 270, 300, 325, and maybe 340. And then the finishing event is a Hercules hold, which is just 2 big-ass pillars. And you have them gripped in your hand, and you just got to hold it as long as you can.
I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen that before. It's funny that you're doing this competition because when we were kids, you would fucking watch these constantly, man.
They were
like, dude, how do you always watch this shit?
I loved it, dude. I loved it. Did. And you know, what's funny is when I got into the whole bodybuilding thing, I just kind of lost touch with it. And not long before the heart attack, I started kind of watching it again. It you know, because of the whole YouTube thing, they were out there a lot more and stuff. And I started kind of getting back into it. And then after the heart attack, when they said that, it was just, like I said, it clicked this fucking switch in my head. Was like, I'm doing that.
There I know. Your wife fucking hit me up and was like, you better call your brother and fucking tell him to stop because he's trying to lift fucking 1,200 pounds and he just had heart surgery. I'm like, Dana, I don't know what you want me to fucking do. There's nothing I could do. But you did tear your tricep not long ago?
No, I tore my bicep.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I tore it completely off the bone, which put me. I didn't train for a year, so
yeah, that was nasty.
I was nervous to, you know, even now, like when I was looking at competitions to do, I was trying to find any competition that didn't have an axle bar press because that's how I did it. You have to do a mixed grip basically, and you pop it up to your stomach, flip, turn, and then press. And it's that initial pop. You know, you have to really be able to, you have to really be able to pop through the hip and not pull too hard on the bicep. And I had never done it before. It was only like second or third time ever doing it. And when I pulled that motherfucker up, it just Rip the bicep off.
Damn. Yeah, I remember when you text me and you're like, dude, just fucking tore my bicep. I'm like, holy fuck, man. That's why I text you so much on lifts. Like when I'm doing certain lifts, I'm like, dude, do I put my hands here? Because I don't want to hurt myself. I see so many videos how it's so easy to hurt yourself when you're doing it the wrong way.
Well, you know, a lot of these guys though, that's a lot of this shit is ego when you see that shit. It's guys lifting more than they need to lift. And like so like the video you're talking about like reps in reserve versus failure and stuff. And I don't think people even understand what that really means. You know, you say 3 reps in reserve, and the average person doing 3 reps in reserve is probably more like 5 or 6 reps in reserve. Because they're probably too light. 2, they probably don't understand the mechanics of what they're doing anyways.
Right.
And it's no different than with failure. Just you say failure to somebody, and somebody is immediately going to think, oh, until I just can't move. That's not fucking failure. Failure means mechanical breakdown. So that's not, oh shit, what do? I got to dump this somewhere because I can't lift it anymore. No, your form starts to go and ass starts coming off the bench in a fucking bench press, or you know you're deadlifting and your back starts to round. That's failure. Yeah, you could probably stand up 1 or 2 more times, but what possibly could happen is not worth those 2 shitty reps that aren't going to do anything anyways. So
right,
I'm big on the whole failure thing too, especially for hypertrophy. But for what I do, failure is a little bit different because 9 times out of 10, when I'm hitting failure, it's because it's my 1 rep max, you know, of a lift. So
yeah, not the same for me. Well, you were telling me once I started going to failure, I feel like I really put a lot of mass on ever since I started doing that. And you were telling me, you're like, if you're telling me if you're benching 15 fucking reps, you're going too light. And it didn't like click to me until I started going a little bit heavier, and I'm like, oh man, I'm almost tapping out at 8 now. I can't even get to 50.
And that's how it should be.
And I think people, like, I watch a lot of these videos and they're running through these reps, dude. And it's like, if you just slowed the fuck down, it's so much harder. And like you were saying earlier, you wanted to touch on all the fakeness. There's so much fakeness that I got wrapped up into. And I didn't understand it until you basically were like, dude, don't listen to these guys on YouTube who've been training 25 years and they got you believing they did all this in a year.
Yeah. They're selling a product, you know what I mean? Whether it's themselves or a supplement or, you know, whatever the case is, they're selling. That's all they're doing. And a lot of these guys are watching these older videos of like these blood and guts bodybuilders and shit. And like what they don't understand is before they were in there banging these reps, they spent 20 years of slow eccentrics and full range of motion and all this other shit to get this size. Now they're pumping these muscles full of blood. They're probably not going to do a shit ton of more growing. They're already fucking 280 pounds lean. How much more do you think they're going to grow?
Right.
Now it's all about getting that blood in there, That's why you see a lot of these guys pumping. But if you watch them, they're not just in there haphazardly fucking going. Even the guys that make it look like they're just getting crazy, watch them really train. Most of that shit is not what they're really doing. But people don't realize that. No, they wouldn't.
I think once you start working out, that's when you realize it. Like when you were telling me, dude, slow down on your reps, I felt it literally 100 times more going slow, and it cut my reps in half. I couldn't do 15 real quick because when I'm going slow, like I said, I'm tapping out at 7, 8, 9. It's getting really, really tough. Not to mention, even like with my pull downs, you hit me up and you're like, dude, go slow, get a full stretch. When I started doing that, dude, my triceps were on fucking fire when I did that. And I'm like, that's the way you gotta fucking do it.
Absolutely. That's better. Makes your traps look big. I'm gonna have to get this light bulb out. I'm gonna take this light bulb out and fucking start putting on fucking stringers and shit. Something like this.
It's funny, dude, because I put up those videos and everyone's hitting me up and they're like, dude, you look fucking shredded. I got a couple people hitting me up and they're like, let's train together. And that's what cracks me up. It's like they see my results and they're like, I have to get with him to do it. It's like, dude, no, you don't. It's just fucking do it, man. Just do it. I don't understand people's mentality on that.
You know what, dude? Not a lot of people have the ability to do for themselves. And I've noticed this through training people and stuff. Like, you will not believe how many people see me when I post like something training or something. They're like, how do you push yourself that hard? And I don't even have an answer for that. When I train, there is no like, oh, I don't know if I could do that, or maybe I should stop, or whatever. Like, I go to lift something, or even if it's something like I look at and I feel it, and I'm like, fuck, you know. For me, it like just turns this other fucking gear on. Like, I'm fucking getting it, and I don't have a stop until it's time to stop.
No, yeah, I get like that. I'll literally call myself a pussy.
People don't have
that.
I do the same shit, dude. I'll be doing something.
I think most people are
heavy,
just
and I'm like, fucking come on.
Yeah, I do that. But I think most people are on some like, that's good enough. I think that's honestly most people's mentality.
It is. I think that's why like a lot of people need that trainer, somebody to push them. But you know, the issue with that is most trainers suck. It's just a
dude. I'm not even a trainer. I'm not even a trainer, but money. Like, terrible with it. And she needed that. Like, she needed me to be like that drill sergeant, and that's what worked for her. And now, dude, she looks fucking. I mean, she always looked good, but she looks fit.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But she was on that good enough for me type shit for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying though. Like a lot.
But she wanted instant gratification too, like you said.
Yeah, and everybody does. That's the fucking world today. But not everybody has that ability to, like I said, to push themselves past that point. You know what I mean? They get tired, or it starts to hurt, or whatever else, and they stop.
No, you're right, and her mentality has changed in it, because now she'll be down there working out, and she'll be like, you know, say she's sick, like she was sick last week, and she went down there and she was like, I'm just gonna do my cardio today because I can't do my lifts, and I'm like, oh hey, you know, do what you got to do. She ended up doing her lift. She felt guilty midway, and she was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do the rest of it. She did all of it, man. I give her credit for that. I'm like, you know what, you're to the point now that I'm at, to where if I don't work out for a day and I do what I was supposed to, dude, I feel like shit. Yeah, I feel guilty. Like I should have done
that. This whole week has been a shit show for me in the gym. It's just it's one of those weeks where no fucking lifts went right, nothing felt right. You're almost like, why the fuck am I even doing it? And you just do it. Like yesterday was, yesterday was the same way. I wasn't feeling great. Like Friday, I really wasn't feeling great. I don't train on Fridays, but I woke up yesterday, I still wasn't feeling good. Cough, you know, fucking congested, all crazy, whatever. And I went out there and trained anyways. And yeah, there was a couple things I did that were like, fuck, you know, instant regret. But I didn't break anything other than, you know, maybe the lid on my fucking sauna heater. But I fucking look down, I see the placement of this shit, and I'm like, I really should move this before I do it, just in case my dumbass doesn't. Second fucking rep, I drop the dumbbell, it pops off the pad. Fucking. I change it. The second rep after I change it, it pops back and fucking hits me in the knee. It was just it's that kind of fucking week this week. But you know,
you'll have that. There are certain days I'll train and I'm like, this sucked today for some reason. And then I'll have those weeks where I'm like fucking Superman. I'm like, dude, I should go twice a day. Like, you start feeling like that.
Yep.
Well, what's the matter? You got the sniffles from that 30-degree weather down in Texas?
Hey, you know what? Fuck face, that's cold for here, okay?
Yeah, it's 5 here, bro. It's fucking 5 here.
We got down into the 20s. We actually had snow. It was crazy.
I know. How much snow did you get?
I think it snowed like 4 or 5 inches, something like that.
You got 4 or 5 inches?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. What'd your kids think?
Not the first time in my life.
Second that. What'd your kids think when they seen all that?
Oh man, they were out there like fucking crazy, dude. Vin went out there, just got his hands so cold that he came in crying. They hurt. Fucking gets his shit warmed up. What does he do? Goes right back outside.
So what'd you do? Because you train in the garage. So was it just freezing?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's how my basement is. It's like negative down there, dude. I'm like, I feel like fucking Balboa in fucking Russia.
Yeah, in Rocky 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm over here fucking training in Russia style.
As long as I keep the door closed, it's not too bad, and you don't have the wind and shit. But I definitely went out there. I had some even yesterday. I had fucking sweats on, and I fucking took a sweater out there, hoodie.
Yeah, you get you one of them little small heaters and toss it in there for the rare times it's fucking 25.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, but it's like 4 days out of the fucking year. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
normally
that's
it's
true.
100.
What is your training schedule? What do you do? 5 on, 2 off?
No, actually, I don't. I only train 4 days a week. My 5th day is just cardio and sauna.
Well, you're doing something then.
I train Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday is a shoulder day. On shoulder day, I do triceps too because I do a lot. All the pressing that I do, I'm crushing my triceps anyways. But I just throw a couple of isolated tricep movements in there. And I also do just some bandage shit for the bicep, not to train biceps. I just do it to try and keep the tendon, I guess, because tendons don't get like their own blood or whatever directly. So by the time I get done training, most of the shit is so fatigued that I can usually do a bunch of band stuff and not really hit too much of the muscle. And that's basically the only way to get blood to the tendon. You got to fill that area. So I try to do that just for the tendon work. And then Wednesday is back day. So deads. And then, of course, a bunch of back work. And Thursday and Friday I'm off. Well, Thursday is just cardio. Like I said, I don't even count that as a training day, but cardio and sauna. Friday's off. Friday is when I'm total asshole. We do like pizza night with the family. Saturday and Sunday are like event style shit. So it'll be because on my shoulder day I do a lot of pressing, so it takes care of my chest. But I'll do events. So like Saturday might be a bunch of grip stuff, and I'll do like just some flies, just some pec shit, just to get some blood on the pecs. And I might do like some farmer's walk, something like that. Then Sunday will be the same thing. I'll do like dumbbell, of course for this show because of stones, I'm doing stones and bag runs and shit like that. So 4 days of really solid shit, 1 day of cardio sauna, and I do the sauna every day after training.
Oh, do you have one at the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. I didn't even know you had one.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What's your cheap?
It's one of those.
Our cheaps are different.
Nah, dude, this is like legit cheap. Like you can get just one of the tent type deals off of Amazon for probably $150.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
And then the heater is only like $60. So the one I got was
yeah. The one you got.
It was a bigger one. I don't want to be sitting in there like this.
Yeah.
So I bought the bigger one because they had that and like the ice bath and shit all in one package. It was like just under $500. Still wasn't really expensive or anything.
That's not that bad.
It works.
Are you doing the cold plunges too?
I haven't done them. I want to start doing them every morning. My plan was to set this all up in the master bath. We have one of those big fucking jacuzzi tubs that we don't use. So I was going to rip that bitch out there, put the sauna and the fucking cold plunge in there. That way I could do it out there because I'm not going to I'm up at 4 a.m., dude. I'm not going to wake up, fucking go outside, jump in the cold, come back in the house, all that bullshit. I'm just not going to do it,
No,
I don't know.
Fuck that.
And if it was like one of those things where the science was there on, oh my God, this is fucking spectacular, but it's just not. There is a lot of individual data on it. A lot of the people who do what I do swear by it for their recovery, but just because fucking Brian Shaw says it's awesome doesn't mean I'm gonna wake up at 4 a.m. and jump in a fucking ice bath. So
no, I agree.
If there was more,
I don't have any of that, but I can walk outside at 4:30. That's a nice bath.
Well, yeah, true. And see, I actually did that a few times, so I wouldn't do it this way after training, but like on a cardio day, do 20 minutes in the sauna or 30 minutes in the sauna, and then I'd go outside and jump in the fucking pool, which is cold as fuck right now. Do that for 3 minutes, then jump back into the sauna for 20 minutes, jump back into the pool for 3 minutes, do like 3 rounds of that. That shit was that shit was nice. I felt fucking great the next day. But again, there's just not enough data on it that puts it into my head like this is truly worth doing it. Like the sauna, the sauna is not just great for that recovery shit, but also water retention. I've noticed fucking way better as far as the water retention and my blood pressure. My blood pressure is so much better after doing sauna.
Oh shit! Yeah, I've seen a lot of data on saunas, and they were even talking about like brain function is fucking better.
Yeah, dude. All kinds of shit. So I do it. I do it like I said, 25, 30 minutes every 5 days a week.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't have anything like that, but yeah, I understand you not doing all the rest of the shit because your time's limited. So it's like you better have some absolute fucking facts and data if you're gonna end up wasting 30 minutes. Exactly. Yeah, no, I feel that too. I don't work 100-hour fucking weeks like you, but there is weeks where I feel like I don't understand how I can even get everything the fuck in. And it's like you're almost on the fucking go, especially like my work nights because I work overnights and fucks everything up for me. It's hard to get everything in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is why I prep. I don't know if you do. I meal prep every Sunday for like 4 or 5 days out.
I do like 5 pounds of chicken and a couple cups of rice and shit.
That's like a day for you.
No, it's not that fucking crazy.
5 pounds of chicken feeds my whole family for the fucking week.
Yeah, no, not here. That's just for me. That's just for me at work.
And you train people as well. Is that a few times a week? A week, what?
Yeah, so it used to be 5 days a week, but schedules and everything else, now it's pretty much just limited to weekends. And then during the week, I'll modify workouts, based on what they did or like monitor food and stuff like that.
Are these people wasting their time or are they listening?
Oh, no. The people I train are very, very, I can't just train like people who are just in it to fuck around a little bit. Like when people don't listen, right. I mean, it's great if you want to just keep throwing your money at me, but I don't want it. Like I don't need your money. Extra money is always great, but it's just not a thing. I don't know. I can't do it if you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It just
you're like that in anything, dude. You've always been that way.
I have. It just doesn't work for me.
Not me. I'll take their money and be like, yeah, you're doing great.
And most people would, you know what I mean?
I would.
I really, and that honestly, that's most trainers, dude.
It is.
That's most trainers. And it's like, I hear some of the shit that people have talked about, and I've seen it before, in gyms that I was at, back in the day. But these guys are charging, $75 an hour, and it's like the first 15 minutes they got these motherfuckers on a treadmill working up, warming up, and then it's 45 minutes of a workout that's I don't even know if you could fucking call a workout. Right. It's crazy, and people fucking eat this shit up.
I tell all of our mutual friends that we have that are now starting to kind of get into this space. Because some of them will ask me for advice, and it's like I don't always have the greatest advice because it's like I'm pretty fucking new into all this.
Yeah.
And I tell them all the time, I'm like, dude, I got Vin. Like I literally got a personal trainer who I could pick his brain all day long, which I do. Not even just in fitness. Like I've done it in the music. I do, which is everything. But not everybody has that. Not everybody has a guy that just who's been doing it for 20 years, so I can just hit up and be like, I'm trying to do this, 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 and this. What should I do? What should I didn't do? And then you hit me up. You're like, cut that shit out because you don't need to do that or lift this or do that. Not everybody has that.
Right.
Free.
Yeah. I've been around this shit for a while. And in multiple different facets, whether it was just wanting to look good or get on stage or lift really fucking heavy or even just, for a lot of years, like after the bodybuilding thing, for a lot of years, I trained periodically just to, like I said, just to not be huge again.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that until a couple weeks back when you told me that you were half-assing it for a few years. I didn't even remember you doing
that. Yeah, for quite a while. I mean, and that's the thing is like once you get to a certain level, and I really hate to put this out there because I don't think anybody should do this, but maintaining that level doesn't take near the work. if you work your ass off for a few years and get yourself in good shape, you can maintain good shape on a half-assed program. It's just a matter of how much half-assed you do the rest of your life. Like if you were to half-ass your workout and to say fuck your food, you're gonna look like shit probably after you know, a little bit of time. But if you kept your food pretty clean and at least moved 3-4 days a week, you didn't have to go in there and get crazy. But if you kept moving 3-4 days a week, kept your food clean, you'll maintain a really good shape for a really long time.
Yeah, I believe that. Because like I'll follow guys like Cutler and those guys who were really big, but they dropped down a lot.
Well, that's the thing. If you're really big, if you're really big, you're gonna downsize. You're gonna. There's no way not to. You know, but you got to remember, guys like that. Those are professional bodybuilders. They're not eating the same kind of food, the quantity of food. They're not taking the same kind of drugs. You know, that they're gonna massively downsize, and that's no different for anybody else. If you get to 250 pounds, you know, and then all of a sudden you cut your calories down to 2,500 calories a day, and you're working out half-assish for 3-4 days a week, you're not going to stay 250 pounds. You might still look good, right, but you're probably going to be close. You know, you're going to drop 20-30 pounds, and it's not going to be like, you know, 2 weeks all of a sudden, holy shit, I look tiny. But over the course of a few months, you're going to be dropping weight. It's impossible. You have to at least stay at maintenance, and that's going to take some work if you're big.
Definitely, and it makes sense because somebody like you who's been training for 20 years, you could half-ass it for a few years and still look good. But someone like me who's only been at it for a year, dude, I could not work out for a month and I have massive changes to my body.
Oh yeah. You notice that the good thing is when you hear people talk about muscle memory, that shit is real, bro.
Oh, I believe that because I got back into it and it came quick.
Yeah, muscle memory.
But I also got new gains, like you were telling me about. I get all the new gains and I'm going to plateau at some point, but I fucking love it from now.
And that fucks a lot of people up when that happens. They start.
I knew it was coming though. You already told me about it.
Well, I did, but you know, not everybody has that. And some people will get going and they're like, fuck, they get all this crazy gains really fast, or even on the other side of things, they lose a bunch of weight really fast, and all of a sudden shit starts to slow down. They're like, shit, what did I do? Or what the fuck happened? What am I doing wrong all of a sudden? And it's like, dude, you shocked the shit out of your system. You know, you're eating clean, you never ate clean before. You're working out, and you never worked out before. Like, yeah, you shocked the shit out of your system, and now the shit's balanced out. Your body's adapted and it's leveled out. Now you have to actually work.
Yep. Well, I've seen data that shows you have to maintain whatever physical way you want to look for at least 2 years, like minimum 2 years, before your body recognizes this is who the fuck we are now. Which is why all these people on these fat that get the weight loss surgery always end up reverting back and end up bigger than they ever were, because they just think like, I'm 150 pounds now in 8 fucking months, and then they start eating and they blow the fuck up. And let their body adjust.
Yep. That's why, I mean, it's you know, everybody wants to get what they want so fast, but it's not really good. It's not really good on the body to do it like that, you know. Take your time. You didn't get fat. You didn't get fat in 6 months. There's no need to try and get skinny in 6 months. And the same thing goes for, you know, if you're a smaller guy and you want to get big, like, the shit's going to take some time. You know, people don't realize, like, people who have really good genetics, you know, maybe that first year they put on 10 pounds of lean quality muscle. After that, you're going to be lucky if you put on 5. Well, that's the thing, is you're going to be lucky if you put on 5 after that every year. When you say that to somebody, they're like, what? I don't think people realize what 5 pounds of lean mass looks like, especially if you're dropping body fat while you're doing it.
Right. Like I told you, I went up 2 inches in my arm and my chest, and you were like, dude, that's years of training. Like, you're going to plateau, and it's going to take you another 5 years to even get an inch, probably.
Yeah, this shit.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
The more you go, the longer you go, the harder it is to progress. I always use powerlifting as an example. Dude, I just want to
get to a place like you are, right? Just not go hard, but just kind of maintain, go pretty good in the gym, and just stay how I want to stay.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, you know what I mean? It's just a matter of doing it. It's consistent. Everybody wants to talk motivation. Fuck motivation, dude. You're gonna have more days that you're unmotivated than days that you're motivated by a long shot. Fuck motivation. It's all about consistency.
It is consistency. You're right.
Consistency.
And I tell Tone,
People don't get
Tone
that.
right now is going through his thing, and he'll be like, I fucked up today. Like, I didn't fucking do this. I didn't go hard. And I tell him all the time, I go, dude, it's about winning the week. Don't think about winning the day, dude. Win the fucking week. Can be consistent throughout that whole week, and that one day, you'll get over it. You get fucking past it.
Mm-hmm. But there's so many common misconceptions out there too, though. Like, one of the things I hate to hear the most is, "Oh, they fucking get a cheat day." Dude, if you're fucking 30 fucking some % body fat, you don't need a fucking cheat day. Maybe once every fucking 3 months, sure. But you don't need a fucking cheat day, even at that. A cheat meal, okay. And that cheat meal doesn't need to be 6,000 calories, because just what? You didn't just fuck the day up at that point. You fucked the whole week up.
Yep.
But
yeah, no, you're right. I don't even hate cheat days, to be honest with you. And I could, and I just still don't.
I don't. My food doesn't work that way, so I can't say I completely eat what I want, but I definitely have days where I eat whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, you've always said that too.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not that I don't eat what I want. It's just I cook so much food ahead of time that it's like I'm not going to waste that shit, and it's all healthy shit. Like, I'm going to eat that.
Well, see, and that's the difference for me is, like, I could eat all of my food and then eat a bunch of other food, and, you know, it's like whatever for me. But
yeah, I'm not a bottomless pit like you, dude. I eat my dinner. I'm pretty fucked up.
But also for me, though, is that, like I said, we're on two different deals. Like, you want that aesthetic look, you want that toned physique and shit like that. Even being somebody who's done this for this long, if I wanted to be lean like that, I couldn't fucking eat like I eat right now. I couldn't just, you brought me some tacos? Fuck yeah, let me fucking tear them up, you know? I couldn't fucking do that. But that's not where I'm at, you know what I mean? So I could still fuck around. But, you know, this is all strictly speaking on appearance, because even fucking around like that and still eating a lot of clean food, it's still not the healthiest thing to do. You know what I mean? So if you're like somebody who's having those issues, or even somebody who is not conscious of where you're at, you're not somebody who gets regular blood work or whatever else, you probably shouldn't fucking do that too much.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Food to me, though, hardware, shit was fucked up.
I have a different relationship with food than a lot of people. Like, literally, food is just to live for me. That is, like, dude, I'll mash all my food together and fucking murder it. I don't give a fuck what it tastes like. And I was always that way. Even when I was fucking out of shape, food just doesn't get my dick hard like it does a lot of people.
The food will make me come 10 times. I love food.
Oh, I know. Well, I seen a chocolate cake in front of your face before, dude. I know how you react.
Yes, I love food.
I am especially that way. I never was.
Especially my sweet. I will fuck some sweets up.
Yeah, it's like I never have sweets. So, like, we're the opposite on that.
I love them. I love them.
My son's that way, dude. He'll fucking live on sweets. I can't imagine what he's gonna look like at 25. Dude, and I try to tell him, like I was explaining to Alan and Brianna about our history. They were acting like they had no idea. I'm like, yo, you need to take a dive into our family history because it ain't fucking good.
Right. It sure ain't.
Fallon was saying she worked out, and I think Brianna was saying she needs to get back into it or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. She was pretty big at one point. She's come a long way. Brianna.
Oh yeah, because she was sending me pics and she didn't look too big in those.
No, she's not.
Fallon
looked pretty. She was. At one point, Brianna was a big girl.
Oh,
really
shit.
Big girl. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it can get out of control quickly. I mean, we've had weight issues with a lot of people in our family. You had your own for how many years?
Right. Shit. When Arya was born, I was like just under 300. I mean, I'm only 5'7", so, and that was no gym. That was no nothing. You know, that was just, fat shit. But like I said, I was always the fucking chunky one. Ever since we were little kids.
Yeah, but there was a time where you got all the way down to look exactly like I look right now.
Yeah, Yeah, on a fucking total gym. I was up there thinking I was Chuck Norris and shit.
I have that exact total gym in my basement as we speak.
Yeah. That's all I did too.
I don't use it.
Fucking,
I have it.
I worked out on that fucking thing and I ate tuna out of the can.
I love tuna, man. Tuna's a fucking
It fucking worked, man. It worked. I got all the way down
tuna
to
for the calories that it is and the protein that's in it. That's cheat code.
Yes, it is. And I lost a shit ton of weight. Like I said, I was 150 pounds.
Yeah, you did. You didn't even look right that small to me.
Now I start getting close to 200. I feel tiny.
Jesus Christ. What is the lowest you go?
Normally?
Yeah, like so you're going to cut in the summer, I believe we talked about.
Yeah, I'll come back down to like 220, 225.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. If I get lower than that,
you know, 205.
Yeah, no. If I get lower than that, like I said, I don't feel right. I feel too small. I feel weak. Like I don't like it. Doing this, my biggest was like 275, 280. And I mean, I was just, man, I felt fucking strong, dude. Like I felt like I could just fucking break the bar, you know. But I didn't feel good. Like I walk up the stairs and I get to the top of the steps and I'm like, holy fuck, man. I don't want to walk back down them, you know what I mean? Like, and that's not all right. That's too much.
A lot of weight to put on your heart, bro.
Yeah, especially like I said, especially when you're my height. Like, I don't even think I'm 5'7" anymore.
What's funny is I didn't even know most bodybuilders are like 5'6" to 5'9". I had no idea of that. They all look massive.
So bodybuilding is an optical illusion. Like, don't get me wrong, they're fucking big. But if you took, 270 pounds lean and threw it on a guy who's 6'2", he's going to be in good fucking shape. You throw that on a guy that's 5'7" and he looks like a fucking monster, especially when you're looking at videos and pictures and whatever else. And then you take into the account that most of the time you see him, you got the down lighting and all that other stuff, and it just makes them look even that much bigger. So bodybuilding is truly an illusion. They are big, but it's very much an illusion.
Was my height.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. All right, we're about an hour and 12 into this thing though, so let's wrap it up here. We have we're gonna cut this up and make it into a video. And then we have other shit coming up that we'll keep putting out. I have this vacation coming up, so I'm gonna try and take some shit there too, because there's like a pretty dope gym there. And I know you have a bunch of training videos.
Yeah, I'll start popping some training shorts out there, and probably just some just like shorts, kind of like the one you popped out the other day, with just some quick tips, info, stuff like that.
Yeah,
not really do's and don'ts, but something for you to at least think about.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what we're gonna do. So look out for that kind of shit. We'll keep posting shit, and we'll do these as much as we can too. So until then, catch you later.